With summer right around the corner, contracts are expiring left, right and centre, and this means that some amazing players are going to be available for absolutely nothing. So today, I'm taking a look at my top 10 best free agents in the summer and which club best suits them. First up at number 10, it is Lionel Messi. Of course, he is a massive name, a massive player, but also comes with a massive wage. Now, some people can justify the wage, some people believe that he is worth every single penny, but unfortunately not many clubs will be able to afford him, which is why he does come in at number 10. Now, the main club in question is of course PSG, and it seems like this club would be the best fit for him. They can pay his wages, it would be a reunion with Neymar, he would be playing at the top of the French league, and he could be the player to lead PSG to some Champions League glory. Regarding his position, looking on the right for PSG, you have of course got Angel Di Maria, a great player that we will get onto a little bit later, but not in the same level as Lionel Messi. Then of course up front you've got the likes of Moise Kean, who has been great but is a lone player from Everton. Mauro Icardi has been underwhelming, I think is the word to choose there. And then of course you've got Kylian Mbappe, who is a fantastic player, no denying that, but with rumours circulating about a move to Real Madrid, he may not even still be at the club. But if he does end up staying, I'm sure Mbappe, Neymar and Messi will all have strong positions up front and are bound to provide PSG with some excellent goals between them. Coming in at number 9, it is Jerome Boateng. Over the years at Bayern Munich, he has been such an important player, and he has actually had a really strong hand in helping that club lift over 20 major titles during his time in Munich. He's proven that hard work and dedication really pay off, and at times he was arguably their most important player, but it seems like he's ready to move on to pastures new, and it seems like the former Manchester City player could be making a return to the Premier League. However, this time it will not be Manchester, but further down south to Chelsea. Now, their manager Thomas Tuchel, he reportedly did want the player whilst he was managing PSG, but it never materialised, and now he has his chance to get the player. With Chelsea reportedly interested in a new defender, with Dayot Upamecano now signing for Bayern Munich, David Alaba seemingly at the time of recording heading to Real Madrid, it seems like Boateng is the next player on their list. Now, you could class Boateng as one of the more veterans of the game, and Chelsea already do have a player like that in Thiago Silva. However, he was a Lampard signing, not a Tuchel signing, and his contract does expire in the summer, meaning that he could move on and that there then would be room for Boateng. With the likes of Antonio Rudiger always seemingly linked with a transfer away from Chelsea, and Fikayo Tomori reportedly could end up staying at AC Milan, which is where he is on loan at the moment, there would be room for another defender at Chelsea. And depending what happens with the Premier League this season, if they are looking to be competing in Europe and for that Premier League trophy next season as well, they could really use a proven winner like Jerome Boateng. At number 8, it is Sergio Aguero. This man has been such an important player for Manchester City, arguably their most important player ever since his arrival in 2011. He is their all-time top goal scorer. He has the most hat-tricks in the Premier League. He is the epitome of Manchester City's success and has provided fans with so many fantastic moments. However, it seems like with his contract expiring in the summer, he's not renewed, he's not signed anything else, he could be on his way out of the Etihad Stadium. Now, he may be 32, he may have an injury or two pretty much every season, but he's still a really great player that can provide teams with some really great goals. So, where could he be heading? Now, there are rumours of a move to the MLS, which I could 100% see happening. However, there has also been an interesting link to Barcelona. He has reportedly been really flattered about this link, and I could actually see it working. I'm sure that Aguero would prefer to be playing at Barcelona with Lionel Messi, but it seems like he is out of the club ASAP. Therefore, he could actually have a place in the team. They've never really replaced Luis Suarez in the amount of goals that he did provide for Barcelona. They'll then be without Messi in the number of goals that he provides. So I could actually see Aguero with Antoine Griezmann providing Barcelona with the goals that they will need. It would be an amazing opportunity to be playing at the top of La Liga for one of the biggest clubs in the world before he then ends up moving to the MLS in the future. At number 7, it is Angel Di Maria. The 33-year-old has had such a phenomenal career at Real Madrid and PSG. Let's forget that he ever went to Manchester United. He has such brilliant technique and ability, and back in his day when he was on form, he was arguably one of the most creative players, if not the most creative player in Europe. But seemingly, he is heading out of PSG, and where could he be heading to? Now, there has been a link with Spurs, and this could be really attractive for Di Maria. It would be a reunion with Jose Mourinho. However, the club has already tried bringing in a more older, more experienced player on that right wing with Gareth Bale. It hasn't really worked out, and whilst I think Di Maria is a little bit better than Gareth Bale, they might just be in a position where they are ready to find a more permanent young player to fix that problem on the right wing. So the other option could be Juventus. Whilst Juve are focusing on fielding younger players like Federico Chiesa, adding a veteran could still enhance their squad. And of course, there is no denying that Di Maria and Ronaldo had a really good working relationship when they both played for Real Madrid. So who's to say that it couldn't happen again in Italy? Next up at number 6, it is Florian Thauvin. Now, he has been one of the most consistent players in Liga since his return in 2016 after that terrible move to Newcastle United. The less said about that, the better. And it's not just up and down the right wing that he is absolutely phenomenal, but also in front of goal, as he's actually managed to score over 60 goals since his return to the French League. But apparently, he is looking for a move to a new club, and he could be returning to the Premier League. The club he could be moving to, Leicester City. Now, Cengiz Under, he has really underwhelmed, and I don't think that he has managed to impress Brendan Rodgers, so he's not going to be at the club much longer. Then you've got Mark Albington, who has been filling in on the right, so Thauvin could be a really good alternative. One massive draw of a move to Leicester City is that the player could really relish returning to the league and proving that he's not a flop signing and he's actually a really talented player. Now, no disrespect to Newcastle United at all, but I think returning and playing for Leicester City would be a completely different experience, because at the end of the day, he would be playing for a better club with a lot more talented and creative players, and I think he would slot in really well. Before we get on to the next player, make sure you guys have hit the subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you will know whenever OneFootball drop a new video. In at number 5, it is Georginio Wijnaldum. Now, he has been such an important piece of the Jurgen Klopp puzzle in midfield, but seemingly he is on his way out of the Premier League. Now, he's only 30 years of age, and all of this combined means that he's still got a lot to give to a new club. But where will he be heading? Now, reportedly, his boyhood dream was to make the move to Barcelona, and I can actually see this one happening, because at the end of the day, Barcelona needs some help in their midfield and fast. Obviously, they got rid of some of their older players in Ivan Rakitic and Arturo Vidal, and it seems like Miralem Pjanic and Sergio Busquets, as more of the older players in the midfield, simply aren't cutting it alongside the younger players such as Frenkie de Jong, Puig and Pedri. So the answer to Ronald Koeman's problems? Wijnaldum. Not only has Koeman worked alongside the player for the Dutch national team, but he's also played alongside de Jong on international duty and could form an exciting double pivot with the youngster, or even sit at the base of a 3. He's nowhere near over the hill. He is completely in his prime, in my opinion, and I think that getting him to move to Barcelona would be exactly what they would need to improve that midfield unit. At number 4, I have gone for Edinson Cavani. Now, with PSG, he has provided them with some absolutely phenomenal goals over the years, and at 34, he doesn't seem to show any signs of stopping, as at Manchester United, he seems to have settled into life really well and has already provided them with some great goals. Now, he does have a track record with injuries, but it's bound to happen at his age, and in my opinion, if it isn't broke, why try and fix it? Cavani should stay at United. Of course, when he arrived, his match fitness was not great, but Solskjaer has allowed him the time in training to build himself up, and he's getting more and more game time. Now, you look at their strikers, they are really struggling. Of course, Ighalo's loan did finish. He didn't really provide them with that much anyway. Anthony Martial is really struggling in front of goal. So Cavani is the answer to all of their prayers. And for Cavani, it allows him to be the star man for Manchester United, which he does seem to like being the star man. And the fact that he would be competing with a really good club, they would still be in the mix with the Premier League, as at the point of filming they are in the top 4, and he'd be competing for domestic trophies and maybe even the Champions League again next season. Next, at number 3, it is Sergio Ramos. He has pretty much won everything a player can win for Real Madrid and for the Spanish national team. Now, he does seem Real Madrid through and through, despite the fact that he did start his career with Sevilla, and it's quite shocking actually that he seems to want to depart from Real Madrid, but he does want to move on, and although he's 34, he is still a brilliant player with so much to offer a club. The fact that since his arrival at Real Madrid in 2005, he has managed to anchor himself to that position of a centre-back without much competition really just proves how great he really is. Now, there are a lot of clubs interested in the player. Of course, there were links with Bayern Munich. They have now signed Dayot Upamecano, so I can't really see that move still happening. Then there's Manchester United, but I think that the fit could be PSG. Now, Ramos does want apparently one last big move before he looks at retiring from football, and you couldn't really get much bigger than PSG. I can't really see him making a big move in La Liga because he's not going to want to play for Atletico Madrid, he's not going to want to play for Barcelona, maybe a return to Sevilla, but regarding a big move to a big club that are competing at the top of everything, PSG is the answer. Looking at PSG's current centre-backs, Marquinhos and Presnel Kimpembe have been used quite frequently, with Abdou Diallo and Thilo Kehrer also being rotated in. The thing is with all these players is they are in the 24, 25, 26 age bracket, and since the departure of Thiago Silva last season, they haven't really got an experienced centre-back, and that is where Sergio Ramos could come in. Like I say, PSG would be a great platform for him to move onto, and there wouldn't be too much pressure, as I can't really see him playing every single game week in, week out, but he would still be getting some really good game time, and that experience would help the club as a whole really, especially for those younger centre-backs. So I can really see this move happening, and I think it would be a great fit for Ramos. Number 2 is Gianluigi Donnarumma. Now, he is arguably one of the most exciting names in the goalkeeping world at the moment, and he is being such a vital cog in that AC Milan team. And even though he's only 21, he has already got so much brilliant experience under his belt. Now, his agent Mino Raiola has said that he is looking to explore his options regarding a move, so he could be departing from AC Milan, and it could end up being a move to Chelsea. Now that all the Kepa drama is over, they did of course bring in Edouard Mendy, and he's looked a little bit shaky occasionally, but on the whole he has been really good. But again, he wasn't Thomas Tuchel's signing, and for me, he's never really convinced me as the permanent fix of the goalkeeping problem. Now, looking at their goalkeeping options, they've got Petr Cech. He came in as an emergency. He'll be back to his normal day job at Chelsea. Then you've got an aging keeper in Willy Caballero. He'll probably be out of there. Then if they can maybe offload Kepa, that would mean that they would have Edouard Mendy as a very, very strong second goalkeeper, and then they would have Donnarumma as their number 1 goalkeeper. Like I say, a brilliant player with so much experience for such a young age, and it would just mean that Thomas Tuchel would have 2 great goalkeeping options. And finally, at number 1, it is Memphis Depay. He is one of the most talked about, one of the biggest names in transfers over the last year really, and he is such a brilliant player and has had a great career so far at just 27 years of age, apart from maybe that blip at Manchester United that we'll forget. You know, looking at him on the left wing, he has been prolific, but he can play in an array of positions across attack really, and he's got such a great eye in front of goal as well. Now, where could he be heading? There has of course been a link with Spurs, but with Son pretty much dominating that left wing, I can't really see where he would fit in. And then of course there is Barcelona. It seemed like he was ready to sign on the dotted line for the club, but it hasn't happened, and with their ongoing financial issues, if it didn't happen in January, I can't really see that one happening. However, there is another club that he has been linked with, and it is Juventus. Now, Ronaldo isn't really playing on that left wing as much. He's playing more of an upfront role with the likes of Paulo Dybala or Alvaro Morata, so there is space on that left wing. The likes of Federico Chiesa, Weston McKennie, Aaron Ramsey, Federico Bernardeschi, none of whom are left wingers, have kind of been filling that space, so there is room for Depay. Like I say, he's 27 years of age, he's completely and utterly in his prime, and I think that a move to Juventus would be great for the player. So those are my top 10 players, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Check out all the other content that we've got here, and I will see you guys later.